Good morning and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for joining with us for yet another episode of Masterclass. My name is Siddiq, and I'm one of the product expert here at ServiceDesk Plus Cloud, and I'm going to be the presenter for today's session. In today's session, we're going to talk about how you can tailor fit ServiceDesk Plus Cloud for both your technicians and end users using last mile customization. A quick heads up on today's agenda. So today we're going to talk about how you can customize your self-service portal, your ESM portal, and you can match it to your identity and make sure that you provide a tailor fit or a tailor customized experience to both your end users and technicians. We'll also talk about how you can customize templates, set up workflows, and also automations using the predefined automation capabilities that we have within the application. Furthermore, we'll also talk about how you can build low-code custom functions to achieve out-of-the-box requirements and how you can deploy them within ServiceDesk Plus to present a unique experience. Finally, we will talk about how you can leverage custom widgets, custom menus, and custom functions to achieve any unique requirements that you may have with your organization. So without further ado, we will dive into today's topic. We will check what are all the capabilities that we have within ServiceDesk Plus to enhance the overall experience of your end users. We'll start off with the self-service portal customization. Let me quickly take you to my application. So this is the ESM portal where all your users, both your technicians and your end users, will land upon once they log into the application. So to few of them who are new to the ESM concept, we would like to introduce the management concept within ServiceDesk Plus, where you can now use ServiceDesk you can extend it to your other departments within the company, like your HR team, your legal team, and facilities team, and so on. And you can present them with a help desk solution. So this is the page that would land upon both requesters and technicians, and based on the access permissions that they have for each instances, they'd be able to click on the instance icon, which I'm highlighting right now on the screen. So based on those instance icons, you'd be able to redirect to the respective portals, and you can start working on the instances. Let me quickly show you how the basic setup would look like. So what you see on the screen right now is how the ESM portal would look like as default. So for everybody that signs up with ServiceDesk Plus and sign up for more than one instances, when they land on the ESM portal, this is the landing page, and this is how you would be represented with. You'd be able to check the tiles on the bottom of the screen to navigate to the respective instance. On the top, you have a search icon so that if you want to search for the instance name, you'd be able to do that as well. But the ESM portal can be customized to a larger extent. As you can see, the setup that you see on the screen right now has been enhanced with certain coding functionalities that we offered within the application. Let me quickly navigate you to the particular area where you can do all these customization. On the top right corner, you have the ESM directory button. So once you click on that, you will be redirected to the ESM directory area. On the bottom left, you have the ESM portal, where you'd be able to choose what is the preferred landing page for your company. And on the top, you have a button to customize your entire portal. Once you click on customize the portal, you will be redirected to the customization page, where on the right-hand side, you will be given a quick preview of what your current setup looks like. And the changes that you make on the left-hand side to the code will directly reflect on the right-hand side, and you'll be able to make such changes. Most common changes are you can showcase your company's logo, the instances icons can be changed as you would like, and the placement of the entire icons or the search bar can be changed to whatever that you would prefer within the company's landing page. On top of it, you can also add more widgets, as in this particular use case, we have added a couple of buttons, which you can see on the bottom of the screen on the right-hand side, where with a click of a button, based on the most frequently used services within the company, you would be redirected to the respective template. And likewise, you would be able to add such quick buttons, quick links anywhere that you would like to make sure that it's easier for both your end users and technicians to navigate through the application. So once you have set up, once you have done with all the customization, you can also preview them quickly. Once you can directly publish them, or you can click on preview and publish in order to take a quick sneak peek. All right, so let me quickly take you into one of the portals. All right, so we'll start off with the HR help desk. Perfect. So once you log in to the application, so once you land on the ESM portal, choose the relevant instances, you'll be redirected into the instance itself, where if you're a technician, you'll be taken into the home page where you can check your dashboard and navigate to different modules. In terms of requester, you would be redirected to the self-service portal. And let me quickly show you how the self-service portal looks like. All right, so if you go into setup, under general settings, under requester portal, you have requester portal customization, where you have the capability to choose what type of self-service portal you would like to publish. There are two options available. One is the code-based self-service portal, where you can customize or enhance the current or the basic self-service portal into a more advanced layout. Let me quickly showcase how the self-service portal would look like when you have it in a default mode. So the screen that you're seeing right now is what your end users would see once they log into the application. They would have buttons on the top in order to report an issue, which is creating an incident request. They can click on request a service to navigate into the service categories that is available and choose the relevant self-service templates in order to create tickets. Also, you can go into the solutions area to check the knowledge base and the knowledge articles. You also have a couple of widgets that you can add, and let me show that to you in live on my test instance. So once I click on preview, you can quickly see that there is a huge difference between the default portal, which I just showed you as a screenshot, and the actual one that we actually have within the HR instance. So we have made certain changes here to the self-service portal to make sure that it has a cleaner look, showcases what exactly is needed for the end users, so that I can directly click on a button, navigate to the right template, start creating tickets, and move on with the handling of the same. And where do you make all these customization? Once again, you need to go back into the requester portal customization area, click on the configure button, and immediately on the top right corner, you have this pencil icon, which would showcase the code view of what we have in the application. So just how we just saw on the ESM portal, you would be able to make changes over here, showcase whatever templates that you want to show, how you would like to change the background width. If you want to add a picture or your company's logo, you can do that. And if you have any unique requirements, you can also reach out to support, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with it as well. Once you have determined how your self-service portal is going to look like, you can go ahead and start adding widgets into the portal. So you would be given with a couple of predefined widgets where you can add announcement as a widget, your summary of tickets, that is once your end user starts creating tickets, the number of tickets that they have created in the past, their current tickets, and their on-hold tickets, everything would be summarized into one single widget. If you're handling assets within ServiceDesk Plus, and if you would like to showcase what are all the assets that are assigned or owned by an end user, you'd also be able to showcase them regarding that in the self-service portal as well. And directly from the showcased widget, they'll be able to report on the same, if at all there is an issue that they want to report regarding the assigned asset. So these are the canned widgets we can leverage directly from the application. On top of it, you can also create URL widgets in the self-service portal to leverage websites that is outside ServiceDesk Plus. So you just click on new URL widget, given the URL that you want to leverage within the self-service portal, and you would be able to bring them in as well. So this is how you'd be able to make customizations to both ESM portal and to the self-service portal, both GUI based and code based, so that it enhances the overall experience for both the requesters and technicians. On top of it, if you would also like, if you are not comfortable with the code level changes that you would prefer within self-service portal, you can also go ahead and use the GUI based templates that you can leverage to directly publish them. So let me click on configure under GUI based. Perfect. So as you can see, there are a lot of predefined templates that you can directly publish out, and you can just preview them using the preview icon. And if it meets your organization needs, you can directly publish the same. And with just a click of a button, it gets published into the self-service portal. Even this area can be customized if you want to make minor tweaks to the templates rather than directly publishing what you see out of the box. You can click on edit page and you will be redirected to the drag and drop canvas that we have. And with the help of the buttons on the left-hand side of the page, you'll be able to drag and drop labels and text and buttons in order to make it much more enhanced. And you can also add pictures. You can also add your company logos at anywhere within the page to make it more unique. On top of it, we also have a couple more options. So if I go under general settings again, under requester portal customization, once you're happy with either the GUI based or code based, and once you've published it, you can navigate to theme settings to determine how you would like to showcase the entire layout of the modules that you have offered to the end users. You can either go for a sidebar, a top bar, and you can also determine what is the background color that you would like to apply for the end users. So once you click on it, it automatically previews in live, and once you hit save, it reflects for everybody within the organization. You can also choose the preferred font you would like to display your entire application, or along with the preferred color. We provide 4 options by default, and as and when you choose it, you can see that it just reflects live on your instance, and the moment you hit save, it gets reflected for everybody within the organization. So this is how you will be able to customize your ESM and your self-service portal using code-based or geo-based options that we offer within the application. You can make use of the requester portal settings to determine what is the theme that you would like to set, the color and font, in order to publish them live for all the users within the application. So once you have determined the layout, so once you have provided them with the basic customization, we can now move on one step further and start with the automation capabilities that we have in order to streamline the ticket handling process for both the end users and technicians. And let me take you quickly into setup. And we have a dedicated section that you can see on the left-hand side, templates and forms, where you would be able to create specific templates, not just for the ticketing module, but also that extends to the problem module, change, project, release, and every other module that you see within the application. Once you go into templates and forms, the very first thing that you need to categorize is the service categories that you offer within the application. So for each instances, so let's take HR for example. Within HR, you might offer different categories of services. You can bundle them all together under each and every category and create templates accordingly. So we have created 4 unique service categories in this area, starting off with employee administration. We have healthcare. So each categories will have its relevant templates, and each template will have its relevant fields so that you procure the right details before they create the ticket. So under employee administration, you have 2 sections. One is where you can determine your service templates, and the other one is your incident templates. So we'll start off with the service template. All right, so this is an employee onboarding template that we have within the HR instance. And as you can see, you have multiple sections that you can split the entire template into. Each section can be named and you can add relevant fields under it. And each field, if you click on the gear icon, you'd be able to set the field properties, making sure that it's a mandatory field and your end users cannot submit the ticket without filling in these fields. And that is the major advantage of having predefined templates for each and every services that you offer, so that you can make sure that you collect almost all the information while the ticket is being submitted, which reduces the pain of technicians to start off with a lot of back and forth email conversation to collect information to proceed further. So for detailed explanation, we also have our previous masterclass videos in our YouTube channel, and where we would have delved deep into how you can customize templates, how you can add fields, and how you can play with the entire template customization. Please do take a look. All right, so once you add all the relevant fields, and you can see on the right hand side, we provide with a lot of predefined options. If you want to create unique fields, you can directly do that within the template. Click on new on the right hand side and choose the type of field that you would like to add into the template. May it be a pick list or a multi-select field. Just drag and drop the same into the template's canvas, and you would be presented with a new field creation pop-up, and that gets directly added into the overall template. Once you're done with it, you can go into the form rules section. So this is where you can make use of the predefined or the available automation within the GUI to make sure that the template or the form looks more dynamic rather than showcasing every single field to all the use cases. For example, in employee onboarding, you can see that we have added a field called work model, and based on the work model that the HR chooses while creating a ticket for a new joiner, we have created a form rule over here where, based on the work model, you can hide a couple of tasks or set a couple of tasks. Likewise, you'd be able to create a lot of different rules to make sure you provide them with much more cleaner look rather than providing them with a longer form to fill upon with unnecessary details. By default, you will be given with these options where you can, based on a condition, you would be able to show or hide a field. You'd be able to enable, disable, clear options as well. Or you can go one step further and click on execute custom script in order to write dilute scripts to show or hide or perform any out of the box action as well. Let me quickly show you an example for the same. So here we have created a form rule script to automatically update the subject and the description of a ticket based on the details that the HR person fills while creating the ticket itself. We will take a look into all of these in action in a while. And before that, we'll also quickly take a look on the other automation capabilities on the GUI level that we offer within the application. So once I open setup in a new tab, so we just saw how the templates and forms looks like. We opened a service request template. We saw how you can create fields relevant to the services that you offer, how you can use form rules to make sure that the form dynamically behaves based on the user selection. And once you have created forms for the relevant categories and the incident templates, you can now move on to the automation capabilities on the right-hand side, which I've highlighted on the screen right now, where we can make use of business rules and triggers to make sure that the technician's pain or the technician's load is reduced to the minimum. We'll start off with the business rule. All right, so business rule is once again can be categorized into two. You can create specific business rules for incident and specific rules for service request. And I already have a couple of business rules created in the application, where one of this rule, where you can see where we have created a rule where if the template is employee onboarding, it automatically updates the group to the hiring team. So it makes sure that you do not need a help desk coordinator or a supervisor to triage tickets to the relevant teams or manage the incoming ticket load. Making use of business rules, you can make sure that based on a specific condition, a ticket is always routed to the right team, or a particular field as in priority or impact is automatically updated if the condition matches. So the business rule is the first point of application where once the ticket is created, the rules will be checked upon, and if it matches, all the relevant actions that you have mentioned within the rules will be automatically applied, and you do not need to worry about missing out on filling a couple of fields for the technicians while they're handling the ticket. Likewise, we also have triggers, where using triggers, once a condition matches when a ticket is created, you'll be able to execute a wide variety of action. You can directly add a task to a ticket based on a specific condition. You can invoke a timer to take time-based actions on a ticket, wherein, for a quick example would be, if you want to close a ticket after sometime if there is a ticket that's been on the queue for a while and you're waiting for the end user to respond, but it's been 2 days or 3 working days already, and you do not want to spend or have a particular technician take care of the pending queue, you can make sure that the timer automatically checks the last updated time of the ticket and it executes an action to close it or send a reminder notification email to the end user asking them for an update. Likewise, you can also add an approval to the ticket. So earlier, you would be able to add approvals only on a template level. So on the template, you can predefine for each and every service templates that you create who is going to be the approver, the stage, and the approval mechanism. But now we have added the same to the trigger as well, where based on a condition, if the condition matches, you'd be able to add approvers to the ticket. As usual, you can also send notification emails on top of the regular or the default notifications that we have. So if you would like to send a unique notification, for example, when there is a high priority ticket and you would like to inform the stakeholders whenever a high priority ticket is created, you can make use of a trigger to have the condition such that if the priority is high or critical, make sure that a notification is immediately sent to the relevant stakeholders. So using business rule and triggers, you can make sure that certain admin level actions can be automated, making sure that you do not spend a particular technician's time or loading them with an additional burden in order to triage tickets to the relevant groups or take actions accordingly. On top of it, we have the default notifications which we offer in the application. So if you navigate to set up automation notification rules, you have a load of predefined notifications both for end users and for technicians, where whenever a ticket is created, if you would like to notify that a ticket has been created, provide them with the ticket link and the ticket ID. You'll be able to do that with just a tick mark over here. You can customize the template. Just click on the pencil icon, which you see on the screen right now, and you'll be able to change the subject, use the dollar symbol to leverage whatever field data you would like. Once you click on the dollar symbol, every single additional field or the system field that you have added to any template will be shown over here. So you can leverage that into the subject or the message or the body of the email. Likewise, you have a wide variety of options to choose from. Whenever a ticket is created, edited, closed, and so on, you would be able to make sure that everybody is properly informed, and it applies for both requesters and technicians as well. We not only offer email notification, we also offer SMS notification and push notifications as well. So whichever applies or whichever is convenient for your company, you'd be able to enable those options as well. So everybody is kept informed at the right time. Kindly note that the notification rules is not only available for the request module, it also extends to the problem, change, project, and all the other modules that we offer within ServiceDesk Plus Cloud. So each and every section will have its relevant notification options. By default, you can enable them, customize the template, make sure that you add all the relevant field values, and the system will take care of the rest. If you'd like to send any unique notification, as mentioned earlier, you can make use of the triggers to send based on a condition as well. Finally, we also take a quick look into technician auto assign. We were talking about the automation capabilities that ServiceDesk Plus offers on a UI level, where without any coding or without any additional customization, you can directly enable certain options to make sure that the tickets are routed, certain redundant work are automatically taken care by the application, one of which is the technician assignment for the incoming tickets. So every time there is a new ticket that comes to the queue, you would want the ticket to be routed to the right person or whoever is the available person, and make sure that the ticket is handled within the specified SLA. To do that or to enable that, we have an option called technician auto assign, where once you enable the option, you would be able to determine for which tickets you would like to apply this model. Is it only for incidents or both incidents and service requests? You can determine what is going to be the assignment model. Is it going to be on a round robin method or load balancing? Or you can also make use of other options as well in the application. So the most important part is to make sure that the technician that the ticket gets assigned to is available or they are present for the day. So for that, you'd be able to enable this option, which you see on the screen right now, which automatically checks the technician's availability based on the due by date or based on the created date. And it refers to the tech availability chart that you have in the home tab. Let me open home tab over here. All right. So under home, you have the tech availability chart, and based on the chart's details, if a particular technician is available or if they are on leave for the particular day, they'll be ignored from the round robin queue or the load balancing queue, and make sure that only the available technicians are taken into consideration. And you can also exclude certain technicians out of this normal regular queue if you have your L2 technicians and L3 technicians who only handle high priority tickets. You can make sure that they are not included in the day-to-day round robin assignment of tickets. The last option is the exclude request. So if you do not want to auto assign every single ticket that comes into the application, you have an option to exclude certain tickets. And most commonly, we exclude the high priority or the critical priority tickets in order to make sure that they only get assigned to the L2s or L3s or whoever is responsible for handling the high priority tickets. Likewise, you have a wide range of options within ServiceDesk Plus to make sure that your technician's load is minimized to an extent, so that these are GUI level options where you do not need to bring in any sort of coding or customization to leverage these options within the application. It's just a matter of setting up the right rules, setting up the right actions, and the system will take care of the rest. So we just saw how we can customize templates, how you'd be able to add the relevant fields, how you can mandate them, how you can make use of the form rules to make sure that the application or the template behaves dynamically based on the user selection. We also saw the automation capabilities like the business rules, triggers, the notification rules that we have in the application to make sure that all the relevant people are informed at the right time, and also certain actions are taken by the system automatically without missing them or relying on a particular technician. Finally, we will take a quick look into the workflow builder, which we have released very recently. Let me quickly open another tab. And under setup, under automation, you have workflows. And once again, I would like to let you know that workflows is only not available for the change module. It has been extended to incident, service, problem, change, release, and asset as well. So based on the company's or the organization's requirement, you'd be able to build end-to-end automation where the request automatically moves from one status to another by performing certain checks and balances here and there and taking actions automatically. So I've opened a workflow on the screen right now, which is an employee onboarding workflow where the ticket automatically navigates from one status to another, all the while performing checks based on the additional fields that we've added in the template. So for example, this workflow that you see on the screen right now starts on the open status, and it immediately checks the employee type additional field to check if it is a permanent employee or a temporary employee. If they are a permanent employee, it shoots an approval to the hiring manager, and if it gets approved, the ticket gets approved, and it automatically assigns a couple of tasks to the ticket for the relevant teams to take care of it. And once the relevant tasks are completed, it gets back together. We have used a fork and a join node over here to join the workflow back together, send a notification to the relevant team, and close the ticket automatically. So in this type of scenario, you do not need a technician to manually move a ticket from one status to another. The system takes care of it based on the workflow that you've built as an admin. Once again, if you'd like to have a detailed overview of how the workflows work, please do check out our YouTube channel. We have a dedicated masterclass video that we have posted in regards to the workflows that we have extended for all the ITSM practices. All right, so up until now, what you've seen is the automation capabilities that comes with the application, which you can enable with just a click of a button. Now we'll take a quick look into the automation capabilities that we offer beyond the out-of-the-box options that is available. So you'd be able to create custom functions and custom scripts in order to execute an action that is unique to your organization. Let me take you back into my application. And before we proceed further, I would like to let you know that these options that you see over here under setup, and if you scroll down, you have developer space where you would be able to create custom functions using Deluge scripting. You can create custom menu icons. You can create custom widgets. All these options are only available exclusively for the enterprise edition of the application. And if you guys have any such requirement, please do email to our support and we'll be happy to help you out with it. Perfect. So before we delve deep into each of these items, these features that we have in the application, let me quickly create a ticket to showcase how these automations work in live. I'm going to create an employee onboarding ticket. And this is the template which we just saw earlier in the templates and forms section. And I'm going to choose a requester from the list. And we can quickly see that there are a couple of mandatory fields that I need to fill before moving further. All right. And you can see that the moment I click on the fields, and you can see the subject and description that we have pre-populated, I'm going to go ahead and create the ticket. The first thing that you notice is that the subject automatically changed. We only had employee onboarding while creating the ticket, but it automatically picked the first name and the last name directly from the ticket, the additional field that we added, and it appended it to the subject of the ticket. And we achieved that using form rules, where we saw a custom script automatically grabs these information, appends it to the subject of the ticket. You'd also be able to do the same to the description of the ticket. You can see the first name is Emily, the last name, the email address, and so on. So likewise, if you would like to grab information from the details tab of the ticket and auto-populate it into a particular field, you'll be able to do that with the form rules custom script. Also, if you'd like to showcase a mapping between two or more fields, you'd be able to do the same with the custom script capabilities. One thing that you can also notice is the group option on the right hand side. You can see that immediately the ticket was routed to the hiring team. And this was done through the business rule that we created earlier, where based on the condition, that is, if the template is employee onboarding, I wanted the ticket to be assigned to the hiring team, and the business rule made sure that once the ticket was created, it was put to the right team. So these were the basic automations which we configured during the session. But on top of it, as I mentioned, we also have certain advanced customization. Let me quickly take you through all those options as well. The one thing that you immediately notice on the screen right now is the additional button that you see over here. So by default on the application, you only have the top panel buttons where you can edit, close, or cancel, and so on. And you have the actions button on the top right corner to take more actions on a ticket. But in this particular ticket, you have one more button that says triage. So this is a custom menu that we have built, where you can see that Zilker, being the organization, they have more than one instances, where they have a separate instance for HR, one for facilities, one for IT, and so on. And whenever there is an onboarding that happens within a company, as you would know, you would need the involvement of more than one department to work together. You would need the IT team to provide the new employee with the right asset, provision them in the Active Directory. You would need the facilities team to make sure that they have been added and given a slot or a seat in the relevant floor where they're going to start working. So which means the HR team is the starting point, where the HR submits a request to make sure that the onboarding starts, and they will have their own course of work to perform. And simultaneously, you would also want your other departments, your other team members to work on the ticket as well. To achieve that, what we have done is we have added a button on the top right corner called triage. And once I click on triage, and this is happening all through a custom menu and a custom function, which I would showcase in a moment. Perfect. So I get a success message on the top that says the tickets have been successfully created on the respective instance. So I wanted 3 different tickets to be created, one on the HR, one on the IT team, and another on the facilities team. So simultaneously, all the teams start working. that's the first part I wanted to achieve. And how would the HR team track what is happening on the relevant tickets as well? So as you know, each and every user are assigned only to the respective instances. And if you would want the HR person to be added as a technician on the other portals as well, it would cost the company one more license on each and every instance. Rather, what we have did right here is we have added a custom widget, which you can see right now. Once I click on the three dots, you have one more option over here that says associated request details. This is a custom widget that we have created just for the HR portal, where only for the onboarding tickets, this widget will be shown, and this will showcase what are all the tickets that we have triaged to the other instances and what is the progress that has been made on the respective tickets as well. So you would be presented with the request ID, the technician who has been assigned, and since the technician is yet to be assigned on the respective portals, it is still an empty field, the subject of the ticket on the respective portal, and what is the status in which the ticket is currently at. And if the ticket has tasks on them, you would also have a bar which determines or which showcases what is the completion percentage of each task. And this is just a layout of what is required in the HR instance. And if you have any other unique requirements, you can let us know. We can look into its feasibility, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with it. We also have provided quick hyperlinks over here. So with just a click of a button, you'd be directly navigated to the respective ticket if you have access to it. So based on the access permission, you can also navigate to the ticket on the respective instance to see or add a comment as and when you like it. So where do you do all these customization? We added a button on the top that created the ticket. We added a widget on the ticket itself that showcases the progress of every other tickets that has been linked to this. So where do you do it? You go back to setup. Under developer space, you have a wide range of options, and we will start off with the custom function. Right. So custom functions are the functions that we create in the application to execute these type of out-of-the-box requirements, where you'd be able to leverage Zoho Deluge. Zoho Deluge is our own scripting language where you'd be able to write codes to execute such actions. So what we have done over here is we have created a function that automatically captures or duplicates the existing ticket into the respective portal, make sure that a link is done between both of these tickets, and these can be tracked under the requester widget as well. So to perform any such action, it can either be a business rule action, it can be a trigger action, or just how we did it, a custom menu action, where you can create a custom menu and associate a deluge function right onto it, and automatically it gets triggered at the right time. So we have custom menu on the left hand side over here, and you can navigate. And custom menu is not just for the request module, it is also extended to problem, change, release, and asset. So if you would like to add such custom buttons that takes care of these kind of unique requirements, you'd be able to open the respective modules, create a button. So what we saw a couple of seconds earlier is this button, trigger IT desk/facility desk tickets. That's the button name, and within which we have provided with a couple of options. The trigger option, the triage option, which only gets shown if a particular criteria matches. So I'll quickly showcase that as well. So let me open the same test ticket which we just created. Right, this is the one that we created, and you can see that now the button is gone. So because the ticket has already been created on the other portals, you do not need a duplication to happen or somebody clicking on the button unknowingly. So we have provided a criteria over here that whenever the IT portal ticket, so one more thing that we've added over here is the ticket URL to the respective instances. So this is the URL of that particular ticket, and everything respectively to the corresponding tickets. And if these fields are empty, go ahead and hide the particular menu. So that's the criteria that we have applied. And once the criteria matches, and once you're able to click on the button, the code runs automatically, and it makes sure that the ticket gets created. So that's how we achieved the custom menu, which we saw. We'll quickly check how the custom widgets were created as well. So we saw a widget on the ticket that mentions or showcases the other corresponding tickets and its progress as well. We achieve that through a custom widget over here. We once again, if you have a requirement, just drop an email to us and we can check the feasibility and we'll be able to help you out with the widget as well. And based on that, based on this widget and the custom function that is associated to this widget, automatically the data is pulled and it is being showcased on the HR portal. One more quick widget I would like to show, or the placement where you can have the widget, is the one that you saw is under the conversation panel, where you click on the three dots, click on the custom widget, showcases all the progress of the corresponding tickets. At the same time, to the right hand side, we have one more area which is also a custom widget. So this is also an area where you can add a custom widget. And this particular widget, what it does is, once I click on this logo, it takes me to the US Department of Labor, and based on the subject with which a ticket has been created, I wanted to make a search directly on the US State Department of Labor to make sure that there isn't any discrepancy. And if you have any such requirement, if you want to perform any such unique actions, you can let us know and we'll be able to check its feasibility as well. On top of it, so this covers the advanced customization, which we just talked about. You can make use of the custom functions to automatically create child tickets. You can use custom menu to execute it. You can do it in more than one method. You can either have that as the custom menu button to trigger the custom function, or you can make use of the triggers that we have under automation, or the business rule that you have under automation to automatically execute the custom functions as well. On top of it, we have three more options that you see on the left hand side. We have connections, where connections are basically the option that we provide for our admins, where they can directly establish a connection with a third-party application. Just click on create connection, and by default we provide certain services that we already have a connection with. So you can just choose the relevant a third-party application that you would like, provide them with a connection name, and directly showcase or directly choose the scope with which this connection needs to be established with. So just how SDP's API has scopes, and based on the scope is what the API will be capable of performing the action. Likewise, the default services that we offer will showcase the available scopes that the respective third-party application offers, and you can just directly choose whichever ones that is applicable for the action that you're going to perform and directly create a connection. The advantage of using connection is such that the token generation or the refresh token generation can also be done automatically through this connection, and at the same time you can make sure that your API, your client secret or your client ID is not directly exposed on the custom function, so someone can misuse it. So you can create a connection, leverage the connection into the custom function, and make sure that the data is masked within the coding level. And we also have shared connection, where once you enable this option while creating the connection, use credentials of login user. So what happens is, rather than providing a particular admin account to create such a connection, if you want to just use the logged in user's credential, that is a shared connection, you'd be able to do that by choosing this option and creating the connection, and it automatically establishes based on the permissions that the logged in user has. We also have custom services. So if at all your application that you're trying to connect doesn't fall under this particular list of services that we offer, you can click on custom service and you can directly provide the service name, the API, the authentication type. We offer more than one authentication type. We have basic, we have OAuth 1, OAuth 2, and AWS signature as well. And you can choose what is the parameter string or the type that you would like to pass, and create such a connection between your third-party application and ServiceDesk Plus, and leverage that once again back into the custom functions. We'll quickly see what global variable is all about. So we also have one more feature called global variables, where the typical example which we just talked about is the client ID, the client secret, and the confidential information like refresh token. If you do not want to showcase or expose them within the custom function, you can go ahead and create a global variable for the same, and you can just input the value over here and use this variable within the function so that it automatically derives the data from the global variable rather than directly providing the input on the code level itself. Also, if at all you're using the same token or a client ID or client secret in more than one custom function, and at some point the user with which you created the token has left the company and you're creating a new token to resume the integration, rather than opening each and every custom function to make the changes, you can go ahead into the global variables and automatically just make the change over here, and it denotes to the right area within the function. Finally, we have the custom modules, where this is basically a storage that you can use within ServiceDesk Plus. It's more like a spreadsheet, you can say, where you can maintain data. A typical example would be if you have an approval matrix where an approval needs to be triggered based on more than one or two conditions, you can have them as a spreadsheet over here. So if these condition matches, you can determine who needs to be the approver, and you can use that within the form rule or within the templates and forms. So it automatically refers to this spreadsheet or this storage area to check if the condition that has been provided on the ticket matches, not just for ticket, also for change or any other module that you use within the application. So these are the advanced customization that we offer within ServiceDesk Plus, where you would be able to create coding. These are all low-code automations, and if you have any questions or if you have any unique requirement, you can always reach out to our support, and we'd be more than happy to help you out with it. We can check its feasibility and help you out with a sample script, or even help you out with executing the functions as well. With that, we are at the end of today's presentation. A quick recap of what we saw today. We started off with how we can customize the ESM portal and the self-service portal to provide the end users with much more enhanced experience. We saw how you can leverage the GUI-based customizations like the form rules, the business rules, and triggers that you can directly enable to make sure that certain actions are taken in an admin level. We then saw how you can leverage the low-code automations that we have, the custom functions, the custom widgets and menus that you can use to achieve your unique requirements. And meanwhile, we would request you to check out our support portal, the website that you see on the screen right now. The website has all our admin guides. You can refer to our latest release notes. You have our what's new and our recent product videos and a community as well, where you can interact with the fellow ServiceDesk Plus users to gain more insights into our application. Or as usual, you can write to us at hello@servicedeskplus.com, and our team would be more than happy to help you out with it. All right, thank you all for joining today's episode. I hope it was informative, and we will see you guys in another episode soon. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the day.